Here with more, someone who deals with the mob every single day. There's not enough money printed by the government to actually be worth doing this job. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany is with us. By the way, I wanted to say I did not know the story, your personal story that you shared at the convention. And I want to applaud you because that obviously I'm sure that wasn't an easy thing to do. But I'm also certain that you help a lot of people. My mom suffered stage 4 breast cancer. She survived it, barely. And she's since passed away from something else. But I thought that was very brave. And I think you're going to help a lot of people by doing that.
Thank you, Sean. Your mom was a fighter. Women across this country are fighters who are battling breast cancer. It was my honor to share the story and my honor that President Trump was the one who encouraged me to do it.
Yeah. Let's talk. I watch these crowds, and it's not just Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's everywhere the president goes, lining the streets, mile after mile after mile. I actually had a secret source inside the motorcade that sent me video that I can't air. It's mile after mile. You had a chance to speak to people. You saw the reaction. Kenosha was so glad the president came versus what the media was saying. Oh, he can't go. He can't go. The number, he can't go. Well, he went, and he's helping Kenosha out, and he also restored law and order there.
That's right. Of course, the media won't share this, but we literally rode for 15 miles, Sean, and literally person after person with pro-Trump signs showing up, showing their support in a district that is a Democrat district that no one since Richard Nixon had won, but President Trump did. And then we arrive at this, we arrive in Kenosha. He stands at a business that was burned down. They'd been open for 109 years, but they were burned down by Antifa rioters. Then we move on and we go to law enforcement where we meet with U.S. Marshals, our brave local law enforcement. And I saw this woman and she was a little shy. And, you know, I was talking to the U.S. Marshals and I moved on and I came back after the president passed through and there's this woman crying, the same woman who was a little shy and nervous, crocodile tears. They had their arms on her back. And I said, what happened over here? And they said, President Trump came over, spoke to her, gave her a little pin from the White House, and she's stunned, she's humbled, and she's honored that this is what the commander-in-chief did for a woman from Jackson, Mississippi. That's the respect this president has for our men and women in this country, and I see it every day.
I'm looking at this video right now of one of the burned down businesses, and I'm looking, you know, I know friends that have business. Every single thing they have in life, they usually throw into that business, including their heart, sweat equity, and soul, and it gets burned to the ground. Look, Kenosha got the help. A little late, but they got the help. And the president restored law and order. The president did it in D.C. The president did it in Minnesota. He's been begging New York, Chicago, Seattle, Portland, L.A. to help. They keep refusing the help. Why, when people's lives are destroyed and people are dying?
It's a great question. And look, Governor Evers, to his credit, finally did request the help. But, you know, as was said today, what if he had requested it 24 hours earlier? This business that had been open for more than a century would still be there. What if Mayor Wheeler, the derelict mayor, irresponsible mayor out in Portland who's seen violence in his streets for 100 days had requested that help? That beautiful young boy who lost his life in the streets, a Trump supporter who was sought out and gunned down by a 100% Antifa individual, in his words, would still be here. It's lawlessness, and Democrat governors and mayors need to step it up.
I hope, but I just want to add to what I said in the beginning. Your odds after you got this test, 84%, at some point in your life you would have had breast cancer. I just would urge women, I don't know what the test is, I'm not a doctor, but if you have that in your family, I hope people hear that message. Thank you.